Hi!
And tonight we're going to teach you some fun things in your air fryer. And actually 2 of the things have been highly requested from relatives and everybody else. And we're going to do pickles, air fried mushrooms, and a different kind of potato. What kind of potato?
Well, some people call them JoJo's, some people call them Texas fries, even though when I was in Texas there's no such thing. But they're basically wedge cut potatoes.
Yes. So
fried pickles, breaded mushrooms,
I just love fried pickles,
and wedge cut fries, all in the air fryer, so it's a little bit different.
Okay, and let's just get started. And John's going to show us today. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's get started. We're going to turn on our air fryer to 400 degrees and let it warm up while we get everything ready. We're going to do standard breading procedure, which is flour, eggs, with this half eggs and half water, so it's an egg wash. And then we're using some just plain breadcrumbs, and then we're going to season our flour and breadcrumbs with just a little salt. And if you want to add a little pepper, if you want to add a little more seasonings to yours, you can. We kind of kept ours a little more plain. We pre-soaked our mushrooms in buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you could just pre-soak them in water. The buttermilk just gives them a little bit of a better flavor. And then we're going to take those mushrooms and put them into our flour. You could use different types of mushrooms. I think this might even taste good with like portobello strips. So we just took our mushrooms, we had pre-soaked them, pre-cut them, throwing them into our flour, and then we are going to place them in our egg wash. And another thing you could do to check your seasoning is just to like cook up 1 or 2, try it and see, before you make them all, how you felt about the flavoring. And if you wanted to, then you could just add more. Remember, you can always add more. You can't take out unless you just dump all your flour and start again. And so then we're gonna go ahead and we have them in our breadcrumbs, and you do have to be careful because if not, all the breading is going to come off. You want to keep the breading on, especially for the air fryer, so it gives it like a nice crispy outside. And one of the keys to an air fryer is you're going to use the spray. We're using canola. You could use olive oil, or I know they have a great avocado spray at Costco. Any of those would work. You do have to gently place them into your air fryer. You can't just throw them in there, or all of the breading will come off of the outside of your mushrooms. So you're just placing them all in there. So if you have a lot to do, you're going to have to do them in multiple batches. And we're going to give them a good spray. And then we're going to throw them into air fryer. And while those are going, we are going to get started with our potatoes. We had these potatoes from the night before because we had steak and potatoes, so they were already cooked off. We also took and placed them in buttermilk and added a little bit of garlic to the buttermilk to give them, just a better flavor. The great part about these is because they were already cooked, unlike making like air fryer potatoes, like if you see my son's video, those take a long time. Since these were already pre-cooked, these go super fast. And I was worried that they'd be like mushy because they're already pre-cooked. They're made for a baked potato, but they were not. They got like super crispy in our air fryer, and I really loved them. If I were to say what I had my tells about was this, we just added it in at the last minute because my husband's like, well, let's give it a try. I think it'll work, or I know it'll work. And I was like, okay, let's try it. Even though I'm not if I'm going to have fries, I'm the kind of person that likes like shoestring fries. I like them really thin and crispy. But these got actually really crispy. The thing about these is because they're bigger, you have to really be careful in trying to keep the breading on them when you are moving them from the flour to the egg to the breadcrumbs and then take them out. There they are, all breaded and ready to go. So then we're taking out our mushrooms, and halfway through, I want to make sure that you need to turn them so that they can be golden brown on all sides, and then you're going to have to give them another spray so that they'll be crispy on all sides, and then we're going to throw them back into our air fryer. All of these you just need to keep an eye on, depending on your air fryer, and depending on how big a pieces you are is going to be how long it takes. When they're golden brown, they're going to be crispy. So we're going to take them out, and whenever you take any of these out of your air fryer, it's just like if you were taking them out of a regular fryer, you need to add your salt in right then so that it'll get stuck to them. And there you go. We added our salt, And we are on to our next thing, which are potatoes. These, I would say you have to be extremely careful putting them into your air fryer so the breading doesn't come off. That's why he used his hand instead of using like tongs or anything else. If you had a huge amount to make, you would have to do this in multiple batches. Then we are spraying our potatoes and throwing them into our air fryer. We, a few weeks ago, had some fried pickles out at a restaurant and they had dill in it, and I was like, oh, that's so good. And he's like, you know, we have dill growing in our garden. When we tried it in our air fryer, let's try it this way and add dill, because of course the ones I had at a restaurant were deep fried. They were not good for me. So we have to have dill growing in our garden. Our garden is really taken off this year. It's probably not been watering as much as I should, but it's been really doing actually really good. We'll have to show you in a later video. So instead of having him in buttermilk, we just left him in the pickle juice. I wanted to show you that he does have like a strainer colander thing to help get some of the excess flour so you can evenly coat them. So he's putting them into, and the pickles are a little bit harder because it's like the outside starts coming off too, especially when you get them into the breadcrumbs. So you could either do it either way. He wanted to show you. You could either just manually do it or just do it like that if it's easier, and then throw them into the egg wash. So there you go. And these pickles, if you don't have dill, I would just say you don't need it. It just adds a little something to it that makes it just a little more, well, they taste a little better that way. And I think dill right now, you can get it fresh a lot of produce departments around the United States, or if you happen to have a farm stand, because this is the season that farmers actually grow it. It should be, you know, ready to pick. A lot of farmers that grow cucumbers, of course, grow dill because that's how they make pickles. So there we are, putting it into our breading. And these probably are one of the ones that I would say that the breading doesn't seem to stick as well to these pickles. So you really have to try to drench it into it and really get it on to stay. And then when you put them into your air fryer, you have to be very careful when you do it. Here he is, just flipping them over. But if you guys don't have an air fryer, you should really go out and get one. And I would say buy the biggest one you can, because we got a 6-quart and we love ours so much. I'm thinking about getting like maybe one of the Ninja Foodie like grill ones or something even bigger, because I feel like if we want to make multiple things, or we're having people over, let's say we're making chicken parmesan or something in it, it takes forever to make a huge amount if you're going to have people over. So I would say if you're a family, try to buy the biggest air fryer you can, because this is a 6-quart, and I'll tell you, it's, I don't know how they measure that. Anyways, it's not very big. So I would buy the biggest air fryer I could. I think a lot of the air fryers are very similar. I've never heard with someone say, I hate my air fryer. I haven't. We are still like, can't believe all the things that we can do with our air fryer. So like I said, with these, you do not want to use tongs or anything. You want to very carefully put them into your fire basket and spray them. And then we're going to flip them over, do the same thing, and take them out. And you, like I said, you got to get a really good spray of it. And you could use like a spray bottle of oil, but it's not the same because it doesn't evenly do. You need a fine mist, because I do have that spray bottle of oil that I use in some of my other videos, but it doesn't work the same for these. And there's my husband, as always, helping me out with my videos and doing it for me, because one of us has to film and the other one has to cook. And since he's better at cooking and I'm better at filming, it just kind of how it works out. So that's why, and I have to, you know, use him while he's at home right now. So there we are. Okay, so here we are. We got it all done. We got the pickles, the potatoes, and the mushrooms. We had some ketchup. I think my husband put a little scratch, I'm not sure. And then I made a dip using just like Hidden Valley, and it's actually just with like sour cream and the Hidden Valley. You could also make a buttermilk or just buy a ranch dip, whatever. This is what we had in our kitchen tonight. Okay, I'm gonna give these a try. Pretty excited. I guess I'm gonna try one without the dip, but it doesn't look ranch. Oh, that's my favorite. Okay, first time using dill in it. We actually had a restaurant, local restaurant around here with the dill. Oh, that's good. If you can get your hands on dill and it is growing around here, around the United States, pick it up at your grocery store. It's good. Okay, let's try the mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Should I try it with some? You could also do gravy. I mean, let's be real. If you want to be a gravy girl. Yeah. Good. I like it. I don't care. I'm just eating on camera. It's fine. I'm hungry. Mmm. Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Is my voice looking smaller? You guys, make sure you're subscribed. The end of the month, I'm going to tell you what I've been doing. I'm doing a big challenge. Okay. And now for the potatoes. I'm not sure. Let's see how these go. I don't know if I'm a big thick fry lover, but my husband is. I like those like shoestring ones, so I don't know. Let's see. That's good though. You know what? Okay, I normally don't like the thick potatoes, but I like these because they're crunchy. You know, because that's the reason I don't like the thick ones. Here, we won't double dip. We'll go back the other way. I think they're good. I like them. I give them an A plus actually. I like it because I normally don't like the thick potato fries, and that's saying something. Okay, you guys. I hope you guys give it a try. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. I hope you try this. I know we all have air fryers right now. This is like really good right now. You can make it right before you sit down and watch your Netflix movie, or at your barbecue. Next year when we get together with other people. I'm just walking over your neighbor's house, sit in your front yard, and just leave it on their porch. Okay, well, I will see you guys next time. Bye.